Well, of all the questions I get from people, karma seems the one that has the most confusion. No, karma's not a tit for tat, although I have people tell me, boy, this karma is sure horrible. Hard to handle, ain't it? What I did in a past life must really be getting after me now. Nobody ever wants to admit they did anything in this life. But you know, karma's a funny thing because, first of all, it's very misunderstood. Yeah, you might say that karma is a positive or a negative, depending on what's happening to you. Karma is a word that means the working of the law. What law? The law of cause and effect. Well, in the physical, the law of cause and effect simply says that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And that's true. Whatever you push something, it pushes back. And figuratively speaking, that doesn't mean you can't move it, because you can. But it does mean that there's an equal and opposite reaction for the energy and effort expended. Now, in the spiritual, the cause and effect is somewhat different. First of all, we don't get punished. We were not created by God in His nature or image in order so that He would still be in charge of everything we did, and there would be a setup on life so that everything that happens to us is the divine plan that we fall into. God created us in His nature and made us everything in the small that God is in the large. In other words, we're the micro, God's the macro. You might say that divine intelligent energy that looks like the universe is God. And that's where a lot of the confusion comes in. They say, well, how can we have all these natural disasters and things that if God is so omnipotent and has created all this? Well, in anything, change is the key. You can't change something if you don't really change it. Well, weather changes a lot, and natural disasters help that change, but it's our reaction to those things that makes us grow spiritually or not grow, depending on how we do. Well, how do you do? What do you do? Do you put love in action with everything you do? Let me explain a little more about karma. And you know, when they say the physical, where every action has an equal and opposite reaction, that's true. And what goes around comes around, that's in the physical. But in the spiritual, the more good you do, the more good you get. Now that's kind of a funny thing, because if you do one little nice thing, you're going to get 3 to 10 times more nice things back. It just automatically works that way. You don't have to do anything to make it happen. It just happens. I'll guarantee you, though, if you experience something and you give it a bad reaction, you're back into the physical. You're using an emotion or an idea, and you're forcing your life. Well, spiritual life doesn't have to be forced. It just flows so beautiful. Put your love in action. Don't be afraid to return good for evil. That's an important thing to remember. Turning good for evil, forgiveness and love, that's the secret. I want to talk to you a lot about experience and what an experience is and how you grow spiritually by mastering those experiences. Mastering an experience? How do you do that? Does that mean overcoming it and getting rid of it? No, not at all. In fact, the matter is, if you don't master it, you'll find yourself kind of repeating the same experience over and over and over again. Because you'll just attract to you, because you are God in the small. And, you know, you're going to find out that you're like a magnet. You do attract things to you because you need to master the experience. Not get the most mastering out of it, the best of an experience. What you need is to get that experience where you can accept it in your life with love. And next week I'm going to talk more about that. And you know, we only have 5 minutes here. That was my alarm you just heard. And it's hard to get all this out in 5 minutes, but if we keep with me, I assure you, because I'm just a simple old country boy, that's the persona. And if you keep with me, it'll be easy for you to understand, because I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about. You just sometimes need it refreshed. So thanks for letting me share it.